Hey guys, another video for our crime and emergency services in Japan playlist. We've showed you guys some videos previously of Bosozoku driving around Japan on their motorbikes, making lots and lots of noise while driving extremely slowly. Usually they zigzag backwards and forwards across the road, go pretty slowly, but usually break lots of road rules. They're usually changing lanes all over the place and obstructing traffic and going through red lights and all sorts of stuff, riding around on illegal bikes without number plates and all sorts of things. And usually the police don't touch them. As we can see here, the police just cruise along and look at them and take pictures and videos and things and don't really do much about them at all, usually. So we were rather surprised recently to see a couple of them stopped by the police, and we were interested at the number of police that were involved. So here we are, we have two Bosozoku and their bikes and a bunch of police cars and police officers and more arriving. So we thought that was sort of interesting, so we took this video to show you guys. So there's a couple of police cars there, a couple of bikes, a few policemen on the side of the road there. More police arriving, as you can see. So usually Bosozoku travel in big groups, but sometimes the groups are broken up in the traffic. So we actually did see a group of these guys at a convenience store further down the road. There's about 20 of them. So we're guessing that the police are being cautious here and making sure that they've got numbers just in case the big group turn up on the scene. So we took this video for you, and we assumed that this was going to be sort of the story, that here's the two Bosozoku and a bunch of policemen. But in the time it took us to get back to the car and get in the car and start to go, more police were arriving. So this is the scene 10 minutes later. So we'll save you guys the trouble of doing the maths. We've done the maths for you. There are 16 police cars, including 2 unmarked cars, and there's 10 police motorcycles. So Japanese police cars always have at least 2 police officers on board, a minimum of 2. So we'll work with the minimum. So 16 police cars with a minimum of 2 police in each. There's a minimum of 32 police officers there, plus 10 riding motorbikes. We have a minimum of 42 police officers on this scene to deal with 2 Bosozoku bike riders. So as we've showed you on previous crime and emergency services in Japan videos, always cautious. Emergency services in Japan are always cautious and always bring big numbers to any event. So, and they're still arriving. You can see right up the back there, there's still police cars and police bikes trying to get through the traffic that they've created by closing off one lane. So it wasn't over yet. So interestingly too, as is usually the case in these sort of scenes, the 2 Bosozoku guys were just being interviewed, standing at the side of the road. There was no handcuffs involved. There was no apparent confrontation involved. They were just standing talking to them. So we're guessing that the police were being careful in case the rest of the group arrived on the scene. So sort of interesting, isn't it? So we eventually decided that we couldn't stay around anymore, so we got in the car to leave. And as we're driving away from the scene, there was still police cars with sirens going, turning up on the scene. And motorcycles. So no idea what the final total number was, but closing one lane definitely caused some troubles. It was Sunday afternoon, and this road's always busy on a Sunday, and closing off one lane gave it a huge tailback, a few kilometres long, of cars waiting to see what the scene was, no doubt. Anyway, there it was, 42 police officers versus 2 Bosozoku. More videos coming soon.